Hey everyone, and welcome back. Today has been an incredible day for XRP, and honestly, it reminds us just how quickly things can change in the crypto market. In just a single day, XRP climbed around 13 to 14%, proving once again that this space moves faster than almost any other financial market in the world. One moment people are worried, and the next moment the market completely changes direction. But as exciting as today's price movement is, it's actually small compared to what many early crypto investors have witnessed before. There have been moments where digital assets gained hundreds or even thousands of percent in an incredibly short period of time. For most people, that sounds impossible, but history has shown that this market is capable of surprising everyone. However, today's biggest story isn't even about XRP's price. It's about something much bigger that could shape the future of the entire digital asset industry. I came across a report that really caught my attention. In Dubai, luxury real estate is now being tokenized using the XRP Ledger. Think about that for a second. Million-dollar properties are being represented on blockchain technology, allowing ownership to become more flexible and accessible through tokenization. According to the report, a company has partnered with a real estate firm to tokenize luxury apartments valued at over $1 million each. Their initial plan involves multiple properties, but the real significance isn't the number of apartments. The important part is what this represents for the future. This shows that blockchain is moving beyond speculation and into real-world assets. Instead of looking at cryptocurrency only as something people trade on exchanges, we're now seeing technology that can transform how ownership works. Through tokenization, expensive assets can potentially be divided into smaller fractions, allowing more participants to gain exposure while providing greater liquidity for property owners. And that's where things become extremely interesting. If luxury apartments can be tokenized today, what stops commercial buildings from being tokenized tomorrow? What about office towers, shopping centers, industrial facilities, or agricultural land? The possibilities become enormous. The global real estate market is valued at hundreds of trillions of dollars, when residential, commercial, industrial, and agricultural properties are combined. Even if only a small percentage of that market eventually moves onto blockchain infrastructure, the opportunity could be massive. This is why so many experts continue talking about tokenization as one of the biggest trends of the coming decade. Imagine someone living on the other side of the world being able to own a small fraction of a premium property without having to purchase the entire building. Instead of requiring millions of dollars, participation could become significantly more accessible through digital ownership models. That's exactly the kind of innovation blockchain technology promises. And while countries like Dubai are already moving forward with these initiatives, other regions are still working through regulatory questions and legal frameworks before similar products can be introduced on a large scale. This is why regulatory clarity continues to be one of the biggest discussions in the crypto industry. Many believe that once clear rules are established, innovation will accelerate rapidly because businesses and institutions will finally have the confidence to launch products without uncertainty surrounding compliance. Instead of spending years waiting for legal guidance, companies could focus on building services, attracting customers, and expanding blockchain adoption. That's why many industry observers believe legislation providing regulatory clarity could become one of the biggest catalysts for digital assets in the years ahead. Of course, political debates and legislative processes often take time. There will always be disagreements, negotiations, and delays. But despite those challenges, many believe that clearer regulations are inevitable, because financial innovation is already happening around the world. No country wants to fall behind while others continue embracing new technologies. And when that environment finally arrives, the financial industry could experience a wave of new products and services unlike anything we've seen before. Large financial institutions are already exploring digital asset strategies and blockchain-based solutions. Rather than asking whether blockchain has a future, many organizations are now preparing for how they will participate when the regulatory environment becomes more defined. For XRP holders, this creates an important long-term discussion. The focus shifts away from daily price movements and toward utility, adoption, and infrastructure. The technology itself becomes the story, and that's where many supporters believe the biggest opportunity exists. Because if tokenization expands beyond luxury apartments into broader segments of the global economy, blockchain networks capable of supporting these activities could play an increasingly important role in the financial system of tomorrow. And this may only be the beginning of a much larger transformation. And when you think about it, this isn't just limited to real estate. Many experts believe that tokenization could eventually expand into almost every major asset class. Debt instruments, equities, commodities, and countless other financial products could all be represented on blockchain networks in the future. If that happens, the financial system we know today could look very different over the next several years. That's why so many people in the crypto industry are paying close attention to what's happening right now. They're not just watching the daily price of XRP or Bitcoin, they're watching the infrastructure that's being built behind the scenes. Because once that infrastructure is in place, innovation can move incredibly fast. Another important point is that countries with clearer regulations are already moving ahead with these projects. They're creating environments where businesses feel comfortable experimenting with blockchain technology and launching new financial products. Meanwhile, other countries are still debating regulations and trying to determine exactly how digital assets should fit into their financial systems. Many believe that once those rules become clear, we'll see a wave of new products entering the market. Financial institutions are already preparing for that possibility. Instead of building products after regulations arrive, many are developing them now so they're ready when the opportunity comes. And that's exactly why so many investors remain optimistic about the future of blockchain technology. Of course, nobody knows exactly how quickly this transformation will happen. It could take months or it could take several years. But history has shown that once a technology proves its value, adoption often accelerates much faster than people expect. The internet, smartphones, and online banking all followed similar patterns. They started slowly and then suddenly became part of everyday life. The same could happen with tokenization. Imagine a future where buying a fraction of a commercial building is as simple as purchasing a digital asset on your phone. Imagine businesses raising capital through tokenized assets or investors gaining access to opportunities that were previously reserved for large institutions. Those possibilities are exactly why this technology continues attracting attention from governments, financial companies, and investors around the world. For many XRP supporters, this is why they focus on long-term utility rather than short-term price movements. They believe that if blockchain becomes the foundation for tokenized assets and faster financial transactions, networks that support those applications could play an increasingly important role in the global economy. At the same time, it's always important to stay realistic. Every new technology faces challenges, regulations evolve, and markets remain unpredictable. That's why everyone should do their own research and make informed decisions based on their own financial goals, rather than emotion or hype. But one thing is becoming harder to ignore. Blockchain technology is no longer just an idea. It's being applied to real assets, real businesses, and real financial systems. The tokenization of luxury real estate is simply another example of how quickly this industry is evolving, and where many believe it's heading next. As more projects move from concept to reality, we'll continue watching how these developments impact XRP, the broader crypto market, and the future of digital finance. That's all for today's update. If you enjoyed this discussion, don't forget to like the video, subscribe to the channel, and turn on notifications so you never miss our latest XRP and crypto news. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next update.